Hello, people. It's me, Random Kid here, and I thought it would be a very, very interesting idea to tell you guys a little life story. Now, in this one in particular, I got two. They're kind of similar, but at the same time, they're not. But I thought it would be a nice idea to tell both these stories about when I smoked my first cigarette. And the second one's going to be a little bit different, but there is cigarettes involved. So, yeah, it's not a very good idea to start off with a video, but they're very interesting stories. So, anyways, here we go. So, let's go back to a time when I was a very, very little kid. So, I was around 3 to 4 years old, I think. And yeah, it was somewhere around like 2006 and 2007. So, I was very, very little. And yeah, I still remember this, me being like, almost 17 years old. It's crazy. But, anyways, um, I was watching an episode of Curious George. I was at my mom's. I remember everything. And no, I wasn't watching like the modern animated one that was on like PBS Kids like almost every day. Even though I did grow up with that one, I watched the one from like the 80s. So it was like the stop motion animated one that were like the book adaptations and whatnot. So there was one episode in particular where George decides to smoke the man in the yellow hat's smoking pipe, and he it pretty much tells you what happened from there. The man with the yellow hat went in the other room to do something. I forgot what was going on, but George thought it was a good idea to smoke it. He inhaled. He got turned into like this big like balloon shaped like thing. Like he was just inhaling out all the smoke, and he coughed it all out. And the man with the yellow hats like ran right in the room and saw what happened. And yeah, on a children's episode, that's what happened. But anyways, I was watching that episode in particular. One day, I was at my mom's, and she was smoking a cigarette. And so she went to do something. I think she went to another room, or she might have went outside to do something real quick. I don't remember. But regardless, she left her cigarette in the ashtray, and it was right near me. So of course, me watching that episode and seeing that cigarette, yeah, little 3 to 4 year old me thought it was a good idea to try to smoke my first cigarette. So, when she wasn't looking, I grabbed it. All right? I inhaled it. Immediately after I inhaled it, I coughed out a bunch of smoke. I almost felt like I was dying. And my mom came in, seen what happened, and I don't remember what she said or anything, but she was probably like, "No, that's caca." She probably like, yeah, it was something must have happened, but I know for a fact she wouldn't just say that. Something must have happened. I didn't get like spanked or anything. 'Cause I mean, like, no, I was little. But anyways, that happened. That did happen. And I didn't tell anybody the story up until I was a little bit older because I don't know, I must have just randomly thought about it, or maybe I just didn't know if people would think it's true or not. Maybe it was just because it was a stupid story to begin with because, little kids will do that. It's pretty expecting, but the fact that I seen it on a children's cartoon makes me feel like an idiot. I mean, I even watched Beavis and Butthead growing up, and I never attempted to do the stupid stuff they did, but it turns out I did that based on an episode of Curious George. So yeah, because of that day, I never ever planned on smoking again. Even like growing up, I never planned on smoking ever because for one, it's not good for you, and then for two, it brings me back to a time when I was a dumb kid, and I do not want to attempt that. So yeah, that's one story. I was 3, smoked my first cigarette, and yeah, that's what happened. Because I don't think. And plus, I was little. But the second story happened 2 years ago. Was it 2 years ago? It might have been almost 3 years ago. Anyways, I was with my mom, and I think this was my freshman year of high school. So yeah, I think I might have been a freshman. I might have been, yeah, I don't remember. It was either a freshman or like the beginning of sophomore year. Um, but we were at McDonald's and we were waiting for my stepdad to get off of work. And so this was right after school, and I was really, really thirsty. But unfortunately, we couldn't do anything because, I mean, he was working and we were just waiting for him, and there was really no point. So I was like, "Hey, mom, is there a thing of Mountain Dew right there?" Because there was like a McDonald's cup just sitting on her little cup holder, and I just went ahead and drank it. I was like, "Hey, mom, I'm gonna drink this real quick." What I didn't know though there was like little cigarettes in there that she just threw in there. She didn't throw the cup away yet. So there was like little cigarettes just floating inside there, and I was like, like I was coughing, and I almost threw up. I was like, dude, what is in that cup? I opened it. There was like little particles of like the smoke ashes that were like black, and like the all gooey like cigarette roll ups, and immediately I felt very very sick. Um, it's technically my fault for not like looking or asking what was in there. Um, but yeah, it was probably a bright idea if the cup was thrown away in the first place. Um, so yeah, the rest of the day I felt so grossed out, man. Like I didn't throw up, which was a good thing, but at the same time, it was probably a better idea if I did. Um, yeah, just don't be an idiot like me. They're both stories about me being dumb. Like, for one, don't attempt doing something, especially if you're young. I mean, you probably wouldn't know any better, but still, don't attempt that. And then for two, think and pay attention. Don't end up doing something like that because nowadays I'm very cautious when it comes to drinking something because I don't know if someone peed in a bottle and I drank it by accident, which never happened. But I'm just saying if that did happen, then that sucks to be me. I'm more than likely gonna kill myself. And yeah, drinking cigarette ashes in a cup is so nasty. And even then, it didn't help that the Mountain Dew was like warm, so it's more than likely was in that car for like forever. Um, so yeah, um, just don't be an idiot. That's all I say. Don't be like me. Don't attempt to do something like that, and just be more cautious. All right. So yeah, two different life stories, both me being stupid, and they both had to do with cigarettes. So thank you guys for watching this very interesting video. If you guys want me to do more of these life stories, please let me know in the comments below. I'll try to think of a life story that happened to me that is at least memorable for me to tell you guys. And don't forget to also subscribe and hit the bell button. So if you want to be notified for some other videos of me posting, go ahead and do that. And don't forget just to like the video as well if you enjoyed it. And so yeah, just stay tuned for more videos of for me to come by. So I'll see you guys in the next video. And Random Kid is signing out. Bye bye.